Iako je naša tradicionalna muzika izuzetno lepa i vredna, ipak je zanimljivo koliko je izvođena, slušana i popularna već duže vreme u Australiji, posebno u Melburnu. Međutim, još je zanimljivije što u sred Melburna recimo možete sa Australijancima, čije poreklo nema nikakve veze sa Srbijom, i razgovarati na srpskom jeziku. Naravno, mnogo je više onih koji izvode našu muziku i vole našu kulturu, ali nije sasvim retka pojava da neko uči ili čak govori naš jezik. S obzirom na to da srpski ne spada u takozvane svetske jezike i zbog padeža i drugih gramatičkih zavrzlama nije baš lak za učenje, tim je zanimljivije kad neko iz ljubavi prema našoj zemlji i kulturi uči naše pismo i jezik. Iako skromno kaže da samo pokušava, trudi se i uči, flautista i programer Majkl O'Konor iz Melburna zapravo lepo govori srpski. Simpatično je, a katkad i zabavno, i kad napravi grešku, ali uz to i neverovatno koliko brzo usvaja korekcije, nove reči i fraze našeg jezika. Čak je naučio pomalo i takozvani šatrovački, a pošto zna kako nastoje reči ovog duhovitog srpskog slenga, ponekad i sam smišlja reči na šatrovačkom. Priča Majkla O'Konora koju ćete upravo čuti uglavnom je pak na engleskom, mislim baš zbog njegove skromnosti, ali čućete ga kako upotrebljava i dosta srpskih reči, a što je čak i ispričao isključivo na našem jeziku. Pre nego što mu prepustim reč, red je da ga malo bolje predstavim i kažem nešto više o njegovoj bogatoj umetničkoj biografiji, kao što obično činimo u ovoj emisiji. Majkl O'Konor muzičar je retko raskošnog talenta i jedan od najoriginalnijih i najtraženijih flautista Melburna. Već duže vreme je u stalnoj postavi grupe Reflejhos koja izvodi narodnu muziku Južne Amerike, kao i ansambla Anja Zlatna, na čijem repertoaru su najzastupljenije tradicionalne melodije Srbije i drugih balkanskih zemalja, o čemu je već bilo reči u prethodnim epizodama. Sa Reflejhosima je imao turneje širom Australije, Evrope, Južne Amerike i drugih kontinenata. Tom prilikom imali su nastup i u Beogradu. Niže uspehe i aplauze i sa ansamblom Anja Zlatna sa kojima je nastupao u Melburn Recital Hallu, na radiju ABC i drugim prestižnim koncertnim dvoranama i medijima. Sa Anjom Zlatnom snimio je i 2 albuma Ruse kose i Oj vesela veselice, a pripremio je i 3. na kome je najviše zastupljena muzika Vojvodine. U svojoj muzičkoj biografiji ima nastupe i sa mnogim drugim popularnim australijskim sastavima, ali i ansamblima klasične muzike. Između ostalog nastupao je i sa istočnoevropskim sastavom Cigas iz Melburna, a svirao je i na albumu The Bedroom Philosopher slavnog Justina Hazelwooda. Među skorijim nastupima Majkla O'Konora treba izdvojiti i koncert koji je održao sa Box Hill Community Orkestra u Melburnu, na kome su izvedena dela britanskog kompozitora Harrya Williamsona. Nastupa često i na prestižnim muzičkim festivalima kao što su Big Day Out, Folk Rhythm and Life, Apollo Bay Folk Festival i mnogi drugi. Poznat je i po retkom izuzetnom talentu za muzičke improvizacije i komponovanje. Svirajući klasičnu flautu, Majkl često verno dočarava i stare balkanske i azijske duvačke instrumente, stapajući taj zvuk katkad i sa odbljescima džeza i latinoameričke muzike. Zanimljivo je i da se paralelno sa muzikom uspešno bavi i programiranjem i radi kao viši savjetnik za softver u kompaniji Emerson Software Systems u Melburnu. Opčinjen je muzikom Balkana, a među našim umetnicima posebno voli gitaristu Miroslava Tadića ili recimo vokalne soliste braću Ratka i Radišu Teofilovića. Razgovor sa Majklom O'Konorom ovom prilikom zabeležila sam u Northcotu, jednom od umetničkih i bojemskih krajeva Melburna, nedaleko od samog centra ovog čarobnog grada. Zastali smo najpre na uzvisini u velikom parku Northcota, odakle se pružaju divni vidici na Melburn. Majkl nam je ispričao najpre kako je nastao ansambl Anja Zlatna i kako je postao stalni član ovog sastava još prilikom njegovog osnivanja.
That's all right. Dobro došla u Melburn! I've known Anja for a long time, a good few years, probably near on 10 years now. We've been friends through friends, and she's always known that I had a passion for Balkan music. I've had a passion for a long time. I've spent quite a bit of time in Bulgaria, and I've got not that my family's from there, but I've got close friends and family from there, and so from that came an interest in Balkan music, and also, you know, through the Serbian connections that I have here, that interest has grown stronger. So with Anja Zlatna, Anja's always known that I've had a bit of a passion for it, and so she wrote to me saying, you know, do you want to play? And so that's how it happened. Initially we were a different outfit. Initially when the band started a few years ago, there was guitar and bass. This was, I think, before she met Donald, and then later when I went overseas for a while, and then I came back, and Donald was playing harpsichord and infusing beautiful Baroque melodies into Balkan music, and it's just gone from strength to strength, I guess. For me, well, I mean, Anja Zlatna is, for me, it is very Eastern European. It's got a very strong Serbian influence for obvious reasons. But I think what Donald and I bring to the band, I mean, Donald brings years of playing in Baroque style, and especially playing the instrument that he's playing, you know, the harpsichord. And me, I like to, you know, imitate the kaval, or the kaval. I'm not sure how you say it properly, but anyway, I like to imitate the kaval or the kaval on flute. And so we both try and make our instruments sound like not what they are, to add something to add an interesting flavour to them, by imitating more traditional instruments. You know, Donald with the harpsichord often imitates the accordion, and me with the kaval and the ney and the other traditional flutes that I try to imitate on the classical flute. Ajde Jano kuću da prodamo, ajde Jano, ajde dušo kuću da prodamo, ajde Jano, ajde dušo kuću da prodamo, da prodamo, samo da igramo. Da prodamo ja na dušo, samo da igramo. Da prodamo ja na dušo, samo da igramo.
Ugledna kritičarka iz Melburna, Suzan Janko, objavila je povodom jednog nastupa ansambla Anja i Zlatna izuzetno pohvalnu kritiku u prestižnom muzičkom časopisu Classic Melburn. Tada je za Majkla napisala između ostalog i da je O'Konorova živahna flauta bila idealan sagovornik u dijalogu sa glasovima. Majkl O'Konor izvanredan je sagovornik ne samo kada svira, već i kada razgovara, recimo na temu srpske i uopšte balkanske muzike. Neverovatno je koliko dobro poznaje našu muzičku scenu, u što ćete se i sami upravo uveriti.
You already mentioned Spasov. Theodosis Spasov is a Bulgarian kaval player, very famous, especially over there. And I love his music, but also I love music of Teofilović, Brati Teofilović, and Miroslav Tadić, and Stefanovski as well. You know, I mean, there's so many music. The music of Goran Bregović, you know, and all of the trubači music. The Bosnian Sevdah music that is very beautiful as well. Having been in Turkey, because Turkey's on the Balkans too, I also, you know, have an interest in Turkish music, though I couldn't name any Turkish artists. I mean, even down to and it's not just traditional music. There's Sars. One of my favourite songs by them is Perspektiva. I really like that song. And Debeli Lad, Perspektiva and Debeli Lad.
Majkl O'Konor muzičar je retko raskošnog dara i izraza. Oduševljava umetnike, poznavaoce i publiku svojim virtuoznim bravurama, ali i umećem da svakom izvođenju da nešto originalno, svoje i uvek drugačije. Kada mu to muzički žanr dozvoljava, unosi u svoje nastupe i impresivne muzičke improvizacije, kakve se i u izvođenjima vrhunskih muzičara ne mogu često čuti. Neverovatan je i njegov osjećaj za staru tradicionalnu muziku Balkana koju izvodi sa dubokim istinskim razumevanjem. Deluje gotovo nestvarno da neko ko nije bar dalekim poreklom sa Balkana može tako dobro da izvodi našu muziku. Majkl ne samo da s lakoćom izvodi mešovite ritmove i flautom dočarava naše stare duvačke instrumente, već prenosi svojim interpretacijama i ono duboko, istinsko, autentično u melodijama koje izvodi.
The rhythm as a musician, you can internalize rhythm, but there's also in the music something very old and very real about it, which I really adore. I love how emotional it is, how people wear the hearts on their sleeves when they play it. I think it's really, really beautiful. You know, like you're listening to who was that guy? Toshe Proevski, the Vastanian Toshe Proevski, singing Zajdi Zajdi. It's just incredible. It's incredible stuff. For example, I and also because being able to speak a little bit of the languages helps aid that connection, because it means I can understand a little bit of what's happening in the song. Like, for example, we have a beautiful singer in our band, Kirsty, who sings in Anja Zlatna, and I'll often, Anja will too, but I like telling her about the songs we're singing. Like we do a Macedonian song called Zašto si me majko rodila, and it's got a very fluid melody. Zašto si me majko rodila, le le le, and it's kind of happy. But then it's like, Mother, why did you give birth to me? Celi život ne si me videla. The entire life you've not seen me. It's very sad, but it's melancholy. It's beautiful. I like it. I love the melancholiness of it, and the truth. There's a word, I can't find the word, but that's okay.
Srpsku i uopšte balkansku muziku Majkl O'Konor otkrio je sasvim slučajno, a onda se zainteresovao za nju i počeo da je upoznaje i izvodi s ljubavlju. Vremenom je to preraslo u izuzetno ozbiljno bavljenje našom tradicionalnom muzikom. Tako je sasvim slučajno počeo da uči i srpski jezik, koji danas poznaje i govori iznenađujuće dobro i stalno usavršava.
With Serbian, as I talked about before, I have a strong. I previously had a strong I still do have a strong Bulgarian connection, and Serbian to me, when I was listening, it didn't sound so different, but I mean it kind of is, but whatever. And I started learning through Anja and through the Serbian community here, and particularly through you, and just learning, through conversation and through trying to talk and then making mistakes, being corrected, and just going around that cycle. And it's a fun cycle, It's it's an interesting language because there are similarities with English, but yet there's some things that are so different, and it's so expressive. I like how expressive the language is. People who speak the language are very expressive. Kind of like almost like the South Americans and their Spanish when they speak, and they're very expressive. Or the Italians, the Serbians are like they, speak with that same feeling.
Zahtevnu srpsku gramatiku nije uvek lako savladati, kao i neke fine, tanane slojeve našeg, doduše kao i u ostalom i bilo kog jezika sveta.
No, the partaji, the cases are hard. I find the cases hard. I mean, in language, it's one thing to be able to know words of a language. It's another to know the nuances, the words, the hidden meaning behind the words. How did the sayings and what they mean and when to use them. How things that sound literally ridiculous but actually have a very powerful meaning. But I can't think of any right now. But you've used a few of them you've taught me a few of them. Unfortunately, I can't remember them.
I pre nego što je počeo da uči srpski, Majkl je, zahvaljujući svom poznavanju stranih jezika, pomogao jednom čoveku iz Srbije. Neobična priča kakvu samo život može da izrežira, duhovita i dirljiva u isto vreme.
It did. It helped. We were traveling to Istanbul. The band was traveling to Istanbul, and so we flew Melbourne, Kuala Lumpur, Dubai. And then when we arrived in Dubai, the plane was late. So we arrived and there's someone holding up a sign for Istanbul, and I noticed this huge, burly man standing, looking completely lost. And I'm watching him, and I know that I can just feel that he's lost. There's something wrong, and he's going, no English, sort of thing. And I'm like, there's something familiar in that accent. I couldn't pick it. And he said, and he keeps talking. I think he asked someone something danas. I'm like, danas. My ears prick up, and I walk up to him and I go, na kakav jezik govorite? Like, what language do you speak? And he says, srpski. And I'm like, all right, well, ja pričam malo, možda mogu da te pomognem. And so I had to translate for him. I had to explain to him his ticket. The flight was going to be, you were going to fly on the 27th of April, not the 25th of April, and that we're staying in the same hostel. Even down to things like we're at the hotel, and we're being put up in a hotel for free, and the man's sitting there going, so would you like a smoking room or a non-smoking room? And I turn to him and I go, pušanje ili bez pušanje? Naturally, if pušanje. But what was hilarious, what was actually really, really funny was leaving the airport. we go through the airport, we go through customs and immigration, and we end up outside getting on a bus, and as we're getting on the bus there's a sign as we leave the airport and it says 120 languages at your service. And I'm like, obviously Balkan languages aren't in your repertoire.
Kada je Majkl O'Konor sa sastavom Reflejos 2013. bio na turneji po Evropi, nastupili su i u Beogradu. Tokom te kraće posete našoj prestonici, Majkl se potrudio da nauči i nove reči i izraze na srpskom koje je tada tek počinjao da uči.
We've talked about Serbian, so if we're going to talk about Serbian, ajde da pričamo malo na srpski. Ajde da pričamo. Ja ću da pokušavam da kažem story, priča, nije važno, it's not an amazing story, but it's just a funny story. Anyway, ja pokušavam. Okay. Pred dve godine bili smo u Beogradu, bili smo na putovanje Reflejosima. Grupa Reflejos. I ostavali smo u hostelu u Beograd, u Novi Beograd. I hostelu pričao sam sa radnicima tamo u hostelu. Ima mapu za turisti. I na poleđene ima lekcija, srpska lekcija. Ima fraze, gde si bre, zašto da ne, i drugi nešto za turisti. I isto ima fraza, ja sam samo hipnotizano pile. I čita sam ovo. I radnici tamo me su pitala, zašto trebaš da znaš ovo? I odgovorio sam, šta ako ima čovek koji priča brzo sa mnom i me pita, zašto da ne me razumeš? Ja sam samo hipnotizano pile. Munza komza, vaistinu komza. Komza? Konza, munza konza, vaistinu konza.
Razgovarala sam sa Majklom i o popularnosti muzike Srbije i Balkana u Melburnu i Australiji, koja je možda pomalo i neobična s obzirom da su recimo grčka ili italijanska zajednica mnogo veće i duže nastanjene u ovom gradu i zemlji.
Well, in Australia, in Melbourne in particular, there's a large Serbian and Macedonian population that live here. So of course they bring them with them, you know, what they know, their music and their food and whatever. And particularly here in Northcote, there's an older Greek population, and you'll see it in signs on High Street, the main street here. But yeah, there is at the moment, I think in Melbourne, people are quite fascinated by Balkan music. Certainly, a lot of my friends are, not just Anja Zlatna. A lot of my friends are fascinated by the music because it's something exotic for us, you know. For us, this music is not something that you come across on the radio or anything, or in any everyday life here, but it's something quite exotic and therefore quite beautiful. As an Australian person, yeah.
Melburnu se s jeseni i zimi u tren oka promeni vreme. Kad dune jak hladan vetar s južnog pola, naglo padne i temperatura. Zato se u jesen i zimi žitelji Melburna oblače slojevito, pa kad istog dana nose i letnju i zimsku odeću. Kad počne da nosi i huči vetar, nije baš pogodno za snimanje, pa sam razgovor sa Majklom O'Konorom o našoj muzici nastavila u toplom ušuškanom baru Thornbury Local, jednom od kultnih mesta u čuvenoj obližnjoj ulici High Street, takođe u predgrađu Northcote.
I mean, there's a very large Serbian diaspora here. I don't know if that's diaspora or diaspora, I'm not really sure how you pronounce that word. Okay. Anyway, there's a large Serbian diaspora here. Well, not just Serbia, but all of former Yugoslavia. Yeah. There's a very large population here. And how many Serbs do I know? Well, I know Anja, obviously, and I know quite a few. There's quite a lot. Melbourne has an interesting fascination with gypsy music. I think through that Yugoslav connection. So there's a massive Balkan music and gypsy music kind of movement here. In fact, there's one local group in Thornbury that play called Opa Bato, and they call themselves Balkanska Trubači, and so exactly. They play mostly Serbian gypsy music, Macedonian music, and there's a very strong community of people from that area that attend those gigs, and so through that I develop a connection with that culture and language. Mainly through attending those gigs.
Izgleda da se samo logikom srca može objasniti kako su srpske i uopšte balkanske melodije postale popularne u Melburnu i Australiji. Teško je reći ima li i nekih konkretnijih, opipljivijih razloga za ovaj svojevrsni fenomen.
To be honest with you, I don't know. Certainly, my entry into it came, I can only talk about personal experience. I moved to Melbourne from Sydney about 10 years ago, and I started playing with a group with a Serbian guy who played clarinet. We were called Cigas, and so we'd play a lot of Čočeks and klezmer and some Greek music, and it was a mix. It was a mixed bag of different music from mainly the Balkans. And through that, and as I said, there's a very strong community of Yugoslav people here in Australia and particularly Melbourne. And so, there's a strong driver for that music. And because of the interesting rhythms and the interesting scales, and I think it appeals to people because it's party, it's party music, it's drinking music. There's thousands of years of culture and history intertwined into that music. So it's fascinating for us because we're such a young country and a young culture, European-wise. The Aboriginal people have been here for many thousands of years, but in terms of the European culture here, we're very young. And I think that could be part of it.
Svojom pričom Majkl O'Konor odveo nas je ponovo u Beograd, za koji ga vezuju lepe uspomene. Želja mu je da se vrati u našu prestonicu i upoznaje mnogo bolje. Neverovatno je koliko je toga uspeo da vidi i zapazi i prilikom svog prvog dolaska u Beograd, s obzirom da se tada samo kratko tu zadržao.
So I play in another group called Reflejos, which is a Spanish word that means reflex. And so we were on tour in Turkey. We'd spent 3.5 months in Turkey, and we visited Bulgaria. We were there for a few days, and we were effectively on our way to Italy to get a flight from Italy to Spain. So we went through Plovdiv and Sofia in Bulgaria, and then we went to Belgrade. And I guess Our first impressions of Serbia in general were a little bit negative, if I may say so, a little bit negative. But I don't think that it was Serbia that was the problem. I think it was just that we didn't know the area. Like, for example, out the front of the autobuska stanica, where all the taxis are, we got in one of those taxis without the number. We don't know which taxi company is good. And so, of course, you get friendly drivers, but they're always after money. So it felt like a place that everyone wants your money. But again, I don't think that's exclusively a Serbian problem. I think that that's just we're tourists and we don't know our way. And the people are going to take advantage of that anywhere in the world.
Zanimljivo je i kako Majkl pamti neke prizore tipične za Beograd i Srbiju, koje žitelji naše prestonice i zemlje često i ne primećuju ili doživljavaju kao nešto sasvim obično i svakidašnje.
Oh yes, absolutely. There was one day, on our second day I think, so in Novi Beograd we were playing in a place called Arka Barka on the Danube, and it's a hostel on the Danube, Arka Barka, and so the person who organised the gig, who organised us, he let us stay. He was very gracious. He let us stay in his brother's apartment in Novi Beograd, just a quick walk to from the apartment to the hostel. And there was this one day I was sitting and listening to. I was just not even sitting and listening. I was in the apartment, and I hear this tapan or goch. I don't know if you call it tapan goch. And tapan and a guy on tapan and a guy on trumpet just playing in the street, just walking and playing these, kind of, and playing all this kind of music, just gypsy kind of music. So that was a really cool thing. That was a really nice impression. Because I heard this music, and because trumpet and tapan are very loud, so so I had to go and investigate it. And there was just two guys. I thought that's really cool. I wish I had my camera.
Kada je vetar utihnuo i razišli se oblaci, vratili smo se u predivni park u Northcotu, pošto je počela proba jednog sastava u baru Thornbury Local. Tu smo nastavili razgovor o utiscima koje je Majkl poneo iz Beograda.
We saw Novi Beograd, we tried Pljeskavica, and we tried, we saw Stari Grad and Trg Slavia, Sveti Sava, St. Mark's Church, Crkva Svetog Marka, Stari Grad, a little bit of Kalemegdan. We tried to go to the Muzej Nikola Tesla, but it was closed. Damn it. I really wanted to go to that museum. That's another reason to go back. And so what I remember seeing was that Serbian culture seems quite extrovert. Like, for example, like in the park near Kalemegdan, I remember there was a group of people and one person was playing an accordion and they all started dancing the kolo, in the park there. It was really cool. I do remember actually another little story was we're sitting in a cafe. We bought our tickets to move on from Belgrade. We're on our way to Zagreb, and we're sitting in this cafe near the stanica. Oh, by the way, Pleskovic is really variable. Some of it's really good, some of it's really bad. Especially in the stanica, it's a bit. Yeah. Anyway, so we're sitting in this cafe, and I'm sitting with my friends, and one of them is Lewis. And there's a sign behind him that says something like "Zabranjeno da prodaju naked parfum I drugi stvari." Parfeme. And so, remembering that sign, there's a guy trying to sell like knockoff perfume, and he's going, "Samo 400 dinare." And Lewis is looking at it going, "What?" And I said, "Just 400 dinars." And he says, "Tell him 350. 350 dinare. Bože! 380 dinare. I don't think so. No, Lewis didn't buy it. But it was a funny thing.
Pošto je obišao neke od starih istorijskih delova Beograda, pitala sam Majkla kako mu se dopao Novi Beograd, najmlađe predgrađe naše prestonice, koje je takođe upoznao.
Well, I mean, they're so different. I mean, Kalemegdan stood there for over a millennia, and, Novi Beograd was the city's expansion during the 50s, I think it was. It used to be swamp or something, and it was constructed. It was, I read something about it, but it used to be a swamp, and then the city needed to grow, and instead of building out in the suburbs, they built a new suburb, Novi Beograd, just across the river from the old city. So so it doesn't have the architecture or the charm that the old city has, but it's not bad. It's not a bad place.
Melburn važi za najevropskiji grad u Australiji, možda ne toliko zbog arhitekture, koliko zbog duha ovog čudesnog grada. Iznenadila sam se koliko podsjeća i na Beograd, a boemija koja živi punim dahom i zamahom u Melburnu podsjetila me na neverovatni beogradski duh 80-ih. Mnogi Beograđani sanjaju da boemija ponovo zaživi u našoj prestonici. U Melburnu traje i danas i daje gradu posebnu lepotu i šarm.
Melbourne's always had a very strong music scene. In the 70s, it was in St Kilda. In the 80s, it's always had a bohemian sort of crowd. So in the 70s, it was in St Kilda. In the 80s and 90s, it was Fitzroy. But as the city changed, suburbs gentrified. They grew. They became more expensive. So artists had to find a new place to go and play music. And so Northgate became that about 10 years ago, and it's now gentrifying. As house prices are going up, it's getting more expensive to rent a house. It's getting harder. So the artists are progressively being pushed further north into Thornbury, and then now Thornbury's expensive, and then they're going further north again, Preston Reservoir, kind of heading out further away from the centre. But definitely Northgate is a suburb but with a lot of artists and a lot of musicians, a lot of bars that have live music on, which you've been to a few of them, and different music too, eclectic sort of music. So, yeah.
Iako nije proveo mnogo vremena u Beogradu, Majkl je osetio čaroliju naše prestonice, a katkad pod nebom Melburna prepozna nešto od beogradskog duha i šarma. Niti koje spajaju Melburn i Beograd brišu granice i geografsku daljinu i čine bliskim ova dva grada.
That's a hard question because, as I say, I've not spent that much time in Belgrade. I mean, everyone that I meet that talks about Belgrade says that it's really wonderful and it's You know, there's you know, it's got a really amazing nightlife, and there's Kalamegdan and all these things. You know, they all talk about how wonderful it is. I guess it would be, you know, that I can go to nights like in Thornbury, for example. There's a little bar that I love to go to on a Saturday night, because there's a Balkanski Turbachi band, you know, big brass band. And one of the girls went to Gucha last year, and went and played and said it was just the most amazing thing ever. She wants to go back. She wants to go back and study. And so I guess the part of Belgrade that I see would be going to nights like that, you know, and you know, you feel like, I mean, everyone, even the bar staff speak Serbian. They all speak English, obviously, but they all speak Serbian, and you know, so you, when you walk into a place like that, you feel like you're transported, and perhaps there's some of Belgrade in those evenings.
Majkl O'Konor sanja da ponovo dođe na Balkan i upozna Beograd i Srbiju dobro kao što poznaje našu kulturu, muziku i jezik. Svoje razumevanje i poznavanje našeg bogatog nasleđa stalno produbljuje, a želja mu je i da se vrati u Beograd i ostane duže vreme u našoj prestonici kojom je očaran od kad je bio tu prvi put.
Yes, you can definitely expect me. When is a very different question, but definitely you can expect me there. What to explore? Well, to explore the city, to get to know it, to go and hang out in. I didn't even see Skandalia, for example. Skandalia. Wow. So I think Skandalia. I think I just said scandal. Whoops. Sorry. Skandalia. I'd like to see Skandalia. You know, and get to know it. It's hard to know. It's hard to know what I want to see when I know so little about it. So I guess to explore it, to see Zemun as well. I'd love to see Zemun. It sounds like a beautiful, looks and sounds like a beautiful place, a special part of Belgrade. I'd love to see Zemun. And yeah, just explore it and, you know, experience it. I don't really know what I want to see because I don't know much about it. But also Serbia in general. I've only been to Belgrade, and seen a little bit of Niš. You know, I think there's a lot more to Serbia than just the bus stop at Niš and the little bits of Belgrade that I've seen. I think that there's whole parts of Serbia that I don't even know exist, sort of thing. You know. Vidimo se Beograde.